after June, we're going over to China for our big show on July 18th in China. We have 2 world title fights, plus a lot of good Chinese fighters. And then we're looking for Crawford to defend his title in Omaha. The winner of Bradley and Vargas.
Oh, wow.
We expect them to fight, the winner to fight Saddam Ali in Dubai in November.
So that's the thing, it took a lot of people back. I know the UFC's had cards in Dubai, but this is an actual thing that it's pretty close to
UFC
happening.
has never had a fight in Dubai. They had a fight in Abu Dhabi.
I
and it was
apologize,
only a one-off fight in Abu Dhabi. There's a big desire for boxing in Dubai. We would put, they have big 300,000 Filipinos. We would put Donaire on if he's successful on July 18th, maybe in a title fight against Quigg. In other words, my idea is to keep building the fighters and occasionally put them on HBO. And the reason I say occasionally is I really believe that we have tremendous talent at Top Rank with Verdeo, with Ramirez, with Jose Ramirez, with Oscar Valdez, and I'm not going to give up our ability to matchmake and build fighters to Peter Nelson at HBO, who's been in boxing for a cup of coffee and thinks he knows something about matchmaking. Look at what happened. We had Ramirez, Gilberto Ramirez, on a real run, knocking guys out, the hottest thing going. And we had Bruce and Brad Goodman line Ramirez up with a lot of good fighting. Peter Nelson insisted that he fight this Russian that had 1 defeat, very good fighter, style not good for Ramirez, we knew. Ramirez won the fight, but so what? He didn't look as outstanding as he did in the other fight. That's what people don't understand. You have to build up fighters, not by putting them in tomato can, putting them against good fighters who they then overwhelm and look good. Right? Now, Nelson doesn't have that vision, and I'm not going to let him screw up our prospects by taking away from us what is our great strength, and that's the ability to matchmake. And if that means not being frequently on HBO, that's too bad. We'll find a way.
Speaking of Crawford, do you have an opponent in mind for that defense?
Well, again, we're going to put Crawford in with a man that we believe will give Crawford a very good fight, which will be an exciting fight for the people and so forth. Nelson has some ideas of who Crawford should fight, and if he persists in the ideas and HBO continues to back him, then we'll take Crawford elsewhere. In other words, we are a company that prides ourselves in putting on fights and in matchmaking, and we're not going to let somebody else come in and do what we do best. Now, HBO is paying us money to have fights on HBO, so they have the right and the obligation to reject any fight that we give them. But they're not going to matchmake for me, right? Look what happened on June 27th. We needed, after Soto fell out and Beltran fell out, we needed a co-feature. So we gave them Oscar Valdez against 2 really good opponents that Frank Espinoza accepted. Guys with tremendous records. And Nelson turned down both opponents. In which case, Valdez, who's a huge prospect, is going to be fighting off television. Why? Why? That's stupidity. And unless HBO realizes that and curbs Nelson, they're going to get one problem after another. Because what are they going to get? They're going to get Kovalov against mismatches. They're going to get Golovkin against mismatches. Will become the network of mismatches.
With you saying that, are you now open to taking those guys back over to True? Are you open-minded? I know there's been a lot of history between you and Showtime as of late.
Well, I don't think Showtime. I think Showtime is wed to the Heyman people, and so, you know, if Showtime approached us, yeah, we'd be amenable, but so they haven't.
It's open in your mind. You're willing
sure,
to take
it's open. I mean, really, what's happening at HBO because of Nelson is really something that is not good for boxing. It's not good for us, and it's not good for HBO.